video, I will demonstrate to you this animation that I linked from today's page. But please have a look at the slides for convolutional neural networks first, so that you understand what's going on in this really fascinating animation. What we can do is we can draw numbers over here, and then on the right side we'll select see how the network processes this thing. So let's start out with something 8, something fairly straightforward. Okay, so what you see over here, this is the bottom layer, 8, and then we have a convolutional layer, we have a pooling layer, convolutional pooling, and then over here we have the classifying layers, 2 of them. So in this particular example, we have 2 sets of convolutional followed by pooling layers, and then 2, well, 3 layers really of a feed-forward network. And over here, you can barely see that the outputs. So it's 0 to 9. So over here, we correctly predict that it's supposed to be 8. So let's have a look at this thing. So we can go over here, and I can so we can see how this thing, say 8 is being processed. So let's start over here. So this pixel was derived from, as you can tell, the corresponding pixel on the lower side. So that looks like it's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 5 matrix. And so I go over and do that. So that's how it is. So I should point out to you that convolutional neural networks, what's so fascinating is that the filter is applied to all portions of the image. So you see that to this image we apply one filter, again with a certain stride, to produce this image over here. So there's some filter that is applied to this thing, producing this image. Okay, so like see some additional information about this thing. So then we have the pooling layer over here, and again same thing. So like tells you, so this is a 2 by 2 matrix being reduced to 1 pixel. That's how we do that. And then we do the same thing. We have another filter that we apply. Another filter that we apply, and then more pooling. And so eventually we come to this one over here, and as you can tell, it doesn't mean much to us. Notice also that based on this animation, we can tell that when we go from this layer to this layer over here, we sort of like take advantage of all this information that we produce. So we look at these different feature maps that were produced by different filters. Again, obviously reduced a little bit in the pooling layer. But then when we move over here, yes, we sort of like look at all the data that we have. That kind of makes sense. And then again, we sort of like reduce it. And then over here, we can look at all the data that we have. And then we sort of like do have this classifier. It's typically fully connected. And then over here, again, fully connected. That looks pretty nice. And so we come to over here. So let's play around with this thing a little bit. So here's the drawing. That's the first guess. That's the second guess. I don't know where the 7 comes from. But let's do something a little bit more ambiguous. Say like a 4. Well, no, I think it's an L. So there we have it. It's a 4, first guess, second guess. It's a 1. So we'll sort of get to this thing. Maybe, I don't know, let's do a 3. There we go. Second guess a 9. If we had finished off this one over here, if we had gone, a little bit like that, well, that gets to be pretty close to a 9, doesn't it? But again, this one is biased to produce one output. Let's like see when it gets to be a 9, or if it does get to be a 9. Nope. Still thinks it's a 3. Let's do something a little bit different. Let's do this. So it still thinks it's a 3. second guess is a 9. That's pretty cool. Whoopsie. So now the first guess is a 9, second guess is 0. That kind of like makes sense because if you think about it, it has a lot to do with the 0 over here. Let me use the eraser. So there you go. All right, well, play around with it a little bit. And again, if you haven't looked at the slides yet, please do that. I'll see you later. Bye.